Sitting at you live, coming at you live from Lake Monticello.
Yes, sir. Episode 28.
Lake Monticello, sitting right on the banks of the nuclear power plant.
Not quite, but it is visible behind us.
Yeah, kind of. We can see it.
Oh, yeah. Well, welcome back to Upper Creek with Two Paddles. Me and Blake decided to meet in the middle today.
Yep.
What, you said about a 40-minute drive for you, about 45 for me. Got here, built us a little fire that we did not need because it's actually, I'm quite warm now. I feel good.
We will need it if we do a cold plunge.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing a little dip ski in this water behind us, dude. It's going to be rough.
If we do, we are definitely gonna video it because I would love,
we can.
love to see that.
I got to keep my hand out of the water because I cut the shit out of it about 10 minutes ago, cutting up some kindling for this fire.
Damn, dude.
Well, be all right.
Don't let the flesh-eating bacteria get in there.
Yeah, don't want. What is it, MRSA?
That's one of them.
That's one of them.
That's one of the worst bad ones, dude.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Dude, I'm gonna be so real. Like, I got MRSA growing up, like playing soccer.
Yeah,
I was in high school, and I always used to slide. Right, like I love to slide tackle people. You know what I mean? Everybody would tell me, Blake, stay on your feet. Like you need to like stop falling down. You know what I mean? But I loved sliding, dude.
Yeah.
And one game I fucking really got into my the front of my shin on a slide and just took off a layer of skin.
Oof.
And actually it was on my left leg. And so it was just kind of open, and I must have like bumped up against somebody that had it, and their sweat got on me and like it got in there.
Yeah.
And it hurt so bad, bro. I was immobilized.
That's rough.
For like 2 days. 2 or 3 days I couldn't walk on it.
Just dirt took a layer of skin off?
I was sliding and it was like dry grass, dirt. You know what I mean?
That's some hard fucking dirt.
Yeah,
that's hard dirt.
I was probably just coming in a little too hot, you know. It happens, but like it was gnarly. I never wanted that because and it's so weird. MRSA's weird because like there's something like once you have it, once you've gotten it once, you kind of always have some of it in your body.
Yeah.
It's like something weird like that. But
yeah.
Oh man, that's wild. But no, I think you can kill it off. Like I think you can.
I don't think I've ever had a serious infection.
Really?
And I cut myself constantly.
That's one of the only ones that I can really remember. For sure.
Like I think that's one reason I'm not as worried when I cut myself because I've never had anything happen. And everybody's like, "Oh, you got to take care of it. Put some Neosporin on it." I'm like, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
I know, and then one day it's just gonna kick me in the ass. It's gonna be like, "Yeah, you should have treated that one."
What is that disinfectant? It's like witches. What is that stuff?
No clue what you're talking about.
Damn it, dude! What is it? Witches brew or something?
I just do classic isopropyl alcohol and Neosporin.
Right.
Yeah, me and Blake were just before we started recording saying that we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot picking such a relaxing location to record at because we just want to sit here and enjoy the sunlight and not actually speak.
I can't find what I'm talking about.
I know
it's definitely a thing. Like it's definitely if you go to like CVS and you go to like the antiseptic stuff, like the
throw some salt in it. It'll be all right.
Ooh, that would hurt, homie.
I wouldn't imagine it'd be much worse than just alcohol.
Fuck yeah, it would. Yeah. I've never done it, but I would imagine that would be far worse.
I have gotten a significant amount of salt in a pretty legitimate wound before.
So, like you cut your finger today. Would you have rather pour salt on it as opposed to like pouring a little bit of alcohol on it? Like,
if all I had was salt and I was worried enough about it getting infected, then yes, I would salt it.
Ooh, that's fucking wild, dude.
It's a finger cut too.
Yeah,
it's easy to ignore finger pain.
Right.
You know, my theory is, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, my theory is that the farther away the pain is from your brain, the easier it is to ignore.
Dude, why does stubbing your toe hurt so bad? That's stupid.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. But I'm saying if you broke a toe versus
foot pain,
fuck your shoulder up.
No. That's just okay, literally incorrect because it's all.
Maybe there's exceptions for foot pain.
It's all to do with the amount of nerve endings in a specific location.
So okay, maybe there's an exception to foot pain.
Like feet and hands are more sensitive than like.
That's also palm. There's less,
Palm.
like, but I'm saying like right now I hurt my finger. If I like broke my collarbone, I know that's not apples to apples. That's a terrible comparison. I've broken my ankle, and I've really hurt my shoulder before. Ankle's so much easier to deal with. Ankle's so much easier to deal with the pain.
Right.
From
Because
like the
at
closer
least
it
you
is
can
to your
get comfortable.
core,
At least you can like relax.
Yeah.
Like if it's something up here,
it's hard to ignore.
you can't relax.
Like it
at
hurts
all.
to breathe. You know what I mean?
That's one thing in my life that I still feel so bad for. I broke my brother's collarbone.
Damn.
I think I've already might have brought that up on the on a previous podcast, but I broke my brother's collarbone one time, dude.
I didn't think we were gonna have to deal with clouds, and of course, as soon as we fucking fire the camera up, now we're in the shade, and our faces are complete. We are complete silhouettes on the camera right now.
You think?
I can see.
It kind of looks cool. That's fine.
I might switch it to auto when I flip the camera.
But yeah, that's one of the things that I feel most guilty about for sure is.
Oh, my brother's hurt me many ways.
Did he ever break your collarbone?
No, I always broke my own bones.
Like, damn, dude. Yeah,
But
dude,
yeah,
golly.
like finger pain's nothing. I can ignore finger pain, but like, I don't know. Like it's just like arm, shoulder pain. Shoulder's rough, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
Shoulder pain sucks. Back pain sucks.
Shoulder and neck. Yeah.
Even
That's
a
what-
broken wrist, like after the initial impact, it's like, yeah, it's fine.
I've never had any of these things you're talking about, so
Doesn't
it's hard for
hurt.
me to even imagine.
I think with most bone, I've only broken my wrist and my ankle, and I've probably fractured some digits, but never got them, checked out. But for me, I mean, if you snap a femur, I'm sure it's different.
Whoa.
But the initial impact that broke the bone, that pain lasts for like 90 seconds, and then there's literally no pain. Like when I broke my ankle and I went in to get a splint, they asked me what's your pain level, 1 to 10. And I was like, just sitting here, like not putting weight on it. And she was like, yeah. I was like, 0. It doesn't hurt at all. There's no pain. You start to put weight on it, it might jump up to like a 3.
Right.
I think I have a pretty high pain tolerance as well.
Dude, Peter Attia, I was listening to him talk about all-cause mortality, and he was talking about over 70, if you break a hip or a femur, your all-cause mortality 12 months from now is 15 to 30%.
Increased.
No, 15 to 30% chance you die.
Yeah. But I'm saying there's always a chance you could die.
Yeah, but like, right.
Increase, 15 to 30% increase of all-cause mortality.
Exactly.
Increased chance. Yeah.
And dude, like, oh man. How many old people do you know break their fucking hip?
My great aunt just did something. She fell. I forget what she broke.
That's why it's important to lift weights, kids. Lift weights a lot.
Yeah. Be active, lift weights.
That will make your bones
And train your balance.
stronger. Yes.
Fast twitch muscles or
Dude,
whatever they
you know
call
what
it.
I've been doing lately?
Yeah.
There's this amphitheater at this park that me and Jackson go to.
Backwards walking.
Well, I'll do the backwards walking too, but they have the so it's like a terraced outdoor amphitheater.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, concrete step, grass, concrete step, grass, concrete step, grass. But I'll like jump up and then jump back down. So I'm like practicing explosive movement in both directions. As
Nice.
like the acceleration to jump up and then the deceleration when you jump down.
To cushion the blow, yeah.
And then so if you can handle a drop that's 2 feet, a curb's never going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like if you
ideally.
right. Like some people will literally step off a curb and they they're old that they step off a curb and break their hip. You know what I mean? The curb.
I mean, I've tweaked an ankle on a curb, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
It'll get you. Maybe you might not bust a hip.
Not now. But when I'm 70?
Well, the thing is learning to fall correctly.
Damn.
Like, because all that balance training, once you're on the way to the earth, it just depends on how you hit the ground.
True.
All that balance training can help you prevent the fall in the first place. But once you're stumbling, it all is about how your body makes contact with the ground.
Right. That's
So it's about
interesting.
learning to fall correctly in a way like I like to fall. I've broken my wrist falling incorrectly before.
Sure.
Took way too much impact of the wrist and snapped a bone. But I like to kind of fall like wrist, forearm, and kind of roll to the shoulder. Like I've actually practiced that, like
Yeah.
like a nice roll fall. I've practiced that quite a few times.
Yeah, I definitely try to put myself, like jumping up and down the stairs, and Jackson does it right behind me.
Yeah.
Like he loves to do it, and but I think that you kind of have to do that as you get older, like
Yeah, the small little balancing muscles are so important.
Yeah,
So important to stop the fall, the initial fall.
stabilizing muscles, grip
Like-
strength,
Right,
stabilizing muscles,
Right, that's going to prevent the fall in the first place. But
core muscles.
falls are inevitable.
Right, that
so
is
you
a good
still need
point.
to know how to fall
And
correctly.
that's because we're talking about preventing death by accident here, right?
I suppose,
Ultimately,
yeah.
we're
Or
trying to
significant
avoid
injury.
death by accident,
Right.
because the accidents are inevitable. Like, how can you avoid those accidents? That's so interesting, because you don't want to get taken out by a fucking accident.
Drink milk.
That's bullshit. Yeah.
Keep some calcium in your diet, because at the end of the day, you still need to keep your bones strong. Even if you're falling with perfect technique and you're falling on the grass, if you've got bone
You
degeneration,
need to be sturdy.
if you've got bone degeneration as you get older, which most people have, it don't matter how much you've practiced or how good a technique you have on that fall, dude. You could shatter a hip.
But if you have twice the amount of muscle around a joint,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But also, if
'Cause you
you've
can
done the work to build those
Right.
muscles, your bones are going to stay dense, stay strong.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's again, lifting weights doesn't only build your muscle; it keeps your bones strong and keeps
Right.
as long as you're eating well.
Obviously, over time, there is still some maturation.
Degeneration
Yeah.
is inevitable,
Right.
100%.
For
But you
sure.
can mitigate it as much as possible.
A lot.
Yeah.
You can mitigate it a lot. But dude, yeah, I try to drive, like even driving, like I feel like that's one of the most dangerous things that I do is drive.
For sure.
And I try to drive so fucking carefully. Like I do not follow close. I do not fly in high volume places. You know what I mean? Like I am cautious.
I drive
Because
the same
I'm not
way.
trying to have no dumb motherfucker take me out.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to let that happen. I look in my rearview mirror all the time because I don't want no asshole fucking breaking my neck. You know what I'm saying? Just ramming me right in my asshole.
Dude, I've avoided 2 rear endings by
Jesus.
paying attention to my rearview mirror.
Rear endings. Sounds like you're gonna get raped. Like,
Check your rearview mirror for those as well. But I was like 2 times I was pulling up to a stoplight and the person behind me was barreling towards me, and I just kind of
pulled off to the
got
side.
over in the next lane and they had room to stop. One of them, I noticed in my rear view, they locked up their brakes. It was an old ass van, looked like a work van, coming up behind me. And dude,
I think I've seen that van.
I literally was looking in my rear view, and my mom was with me. She was like, "Austin, stop easing up. You're gonna hit the car." And I'm just like dead eyeing the van coming up on my ass, and it slams on brakes. The van literally slides, like it got a little cornered. And I just see smoke come from the tires all through my rear view. And I was like, "Mom, trust me, I just saved us
my
a
God.
huge pain in the ass."
And I've watched, dude, I don't know what it is about Hannah, but she loves to watch the
Dash cam footage.
dash cam videos, and that shit freaks me the fuck out, homie. Like, that shit terrifies me. Like, I've seen videos of like 18-wheelers just come fucking barreling
I don't
through
like
a
the
fucking
I don't
stop.
like the
Like, those are fucking terrible.
the ones
dude.
where people are very obviously either
Dead?
dead or maimed.
Ugh.
No, they're not for me. But a couple fender benders
they
of
don't-
people just driving like
Exactly.
idiots, that's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoy that.
But they put if you watch like 15 videos, there's gonna be one in there that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You cut them off after that one pops up.
Yeah,
you're like, all right, time to watch
"Oh,
something
God,
else. I
have
think we just saw
mercy."
somebody die.
Stop laughing.
Put something else on the
God.
TV.
Oh, God bless the dead.
Oh,
dude.
Jesus.
Holy fuck.
Did you want to talk a little about the nuclear power plant?
Yes, I did. I mean, yeah, because we're right on it. Like, no, but I was like at work this week. You know what I mean? I'm sitting at my computer, clicking on the same or the same news that everybody in the fucking state is looking at. You know what I mean? On their computer right now, their standard desktop work computer, because we're all the fucking same. Looking at the same fucking news, and what pops up? The VC Summer nuclear power plant in Jenkinsville, South Carolina. which is approximately
Well, maybe
20 miles from my house and about 20, 30 miles from where I work.
about a mile from us right now.
Yeah. I mean, we can definitely see it. So it's not. It might be more than a mile, but the lake's definitely more than a mile long. And I think it's at the other side of the lake. But anyway, so I was pulling up the news because I saw something about it, and it was like we read about it, and it was talking about having issues with its backup emergency power generation due to leaks that have been present for 20 or more years. Right?
Yeah,
and now
excess pressure in the pipes.
Right, and now I think it was federal regulators from, I think it was the NRC.
They gave it a once over.
Yeah, they came and looked at it, and they were like, "Hey, you guys have had some issues for 20 or so years or whatever on your backup generation pipe. We may look into it." That's literally what the wording was.
Yes.
for the news article.
We may look into it.
We may look into this in the future.
Potential issue with a nuclear facility's backup generation.
It did
generation.
give this as a caveat. I don't know how true this is. It said just to be clear, it is safe for this plant to be running because there are multiple lines of defense against a backup generation power issue. But they didn't specify what those were. And I'm not totally convinced. That might be just something they say to keep people that are in 50-mile radius, like not up in arms. I don't know. Like, I don't know whether you should be freaked out about that. Like, maybe it's been 20 years and there's no problem. But like, you know what I mean? Like, who fucking knows?
Yeah. We might check it out.
They might check it out.
We might take a look at it. But y'all been doing all right.
Y'all look this article up.
Yeah, y'all been doing all right.
It's just, I'm sure all the news news articles are pretty much the same about this VC Summer nuclear power plant in Jenkinsville, South Carolina. It's really interesting. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners live within
50 miles,
200 miles at least. You know what I mean, of this place. But yeah, 4 in the state, 4 nuclear power plants in the state, and they produce over 50% of our power. Like, can you even shut that down? Like, can you shut that down for the month that it would take to fully repair that system?
And like I was saying, well, if it breaks, it's shut down regardless and potentially harmful.
Right.
Where if we stop and fix it, then, like I was saying, money. How much money are they going to lose to shut it down for a month to fix it? You know? But then, and then what if they shut it down, fix it, and it runs flawlessly for another 40 years? Or what if they don't shut it down and you lose the money from that month, the revenue from that month that it shut down to be fixed, and it runs 40 more years? Or you don't fix it,
right, and
it breaks down in 20 years. Well, that's 20 years of revenue versus 1 month of revenue.
And
I don't know the lifespan of those facilities.
I have no fucking clue. I don't know when they built that place.
Well, if it's 40 years old, it would have been built in the 80s.
Is that what the article said?
Yeah, when you were reading the article, it said the plant's been there for 40 years. So it would have been built probably early 80s.
Man, so it's probably time for a new plant.
I would imagine they build them with at least a 50-year lifespan.
How much has the technology changed and improved since then? Like, I wonder if That's
a great question.
Like, I wonder how much better they are now.
I would imagine
a lot of the same basic fundamentals apply.
The efficiency has probably been upped by a certain percentage since 40 years ago. And also, I think just like backup.
But if it's a backup generation source, why would it be an issue to just fix it? If it's a non-issue now, just fix it.
Well, perhaps do
you know what I'm saying?
Perhaps the power...
If you're not relying on it now, you should be able to fix it.
I was just saying perhaps the systems are very interconnected, and to fix the backup power generation, you have to shut down where you're getting power from the mains anyway. Like maybe the backup is in series from where you're getting the power to the power plant. So there's still live power. It's just not being generated at the plant, maybe. I don't know.
Holy fuck.
But which seems like that'd be dumb to set it up that way. But yeah, like what's worst case scenario if they lose power?
Shut up. I don't want to know the answer to that.
I mean, is a nuclear meltdown, or is they got that taken? Is there a backup plan to even if they don't have backup power generation, is there still a way to keep whatever load from going critical or whatever? Like,
That's a very interesting question because this has been a huge concern for us lately is this whole power grid. Like everybody's like, that we should be more scared about the grid going down than we should be about, a nuclear bomb going off. Because it's almost like, why would you destroy the infrastructure when you don't have to? You know what I mean? Like, why would you, if you were a foreign nation, wouldn't it be more advantageous for you to basically just crumble us from the inside and then just have all this infrastructure that wasn't totally destroyed? You don't have to start from scratch again. You know what I mean? It would be better,
Yeah.
So, but like, I don't know what would be the thing. And maybe that's not even how it would happen. Maybe it would be a self-inflicted power outage. Who knows? But but if that does happen, like you were saying, no one ever even considers what would happen to places like this or the 3 other ones that are in the state.
You said there's 40 in the nation, right?
I think it was 50 something.
I thought it was 40 something. Either way, 4 in South Carolina?
It was 40 or 50. Yeah. Yeah, 4 in South Carolina.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot here.
Yep.
It's a lot here.
Yep.
But
South Carolina is a working state, homie.
Maybe
we got shit going on in this motherfucker.
Maybe it'll ease your mind a little bit to know that if we're attacked by China or Russia, it'll probably be West Coast. We're a lot farther away than California is.
They're destroying themselves already. Like, I mean, LA's done. Like, go after the places that are up and coming that are posing a threat to you. And I would imagine the places that would be posing a threat to you are places like the Southeast, the Texas, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Places like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I'm sure it wouldn't be hard for a foreign nation to figure out
Florida.
where the most sensitive power supplies are.
East Coast is way more densely populated.
God, that's terrifying.
The East Coast is way, like, dude, like, I can't, there's way more people on the East Coast than even close on the West Coast.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
So
I was just making a little joke.
I don't know how true, I just don't know how true that you said. Yeah, I mean, they might attack on the West Coast. If they did, I mean, I wouldn't. But, I mean, then maybe I shouldn't be giving ideas. Dude, they have far better ideas than me about how to attack us, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, they're way ahead of that game. So
they have entire buildings full of people just to figure out what's best.
Right. Like,
to destroy us.
How are we going to do this, guys? Like, how are we going to just subdue their power in the world? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are we going to infiltrate their manipulative hole over the entire globe?
Oh, we just take over their social media and brainwash them all.
It's called, you've heard of the BRICS organization, right?
I don't know.
So the BRICS organization is BRICS. BRICS. So it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and now this year a whole bunch of other nations joined. Like, I think it was I think Pakistan joined, maybe.
I have no clue.
Anyway, it's the BRICS organization, and it's basically like those developing nations that have sort of developed heavily over the past, 50, 60 years, whatever, and have started to really, put some shit together. They're trying to, they're forming a new global organization that is trying to shift the power balance outside of the U.S. dollar being the central currency for the world. That's literally their main goal, is to develop their own currency that is at a higher demand, worldwide.
Good luck.
I mean, but you're talking about that there's these rooms that they're trying to do this in. There are certainly those rooms. Certainly those rooms. There's those rooms in the United fucking States, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
God, just the news lately is just a hurricane. I'm worried about my future son's well-being just because of how fucking insane our government in the United States is right now. It's like Do we have a dictatorship? You have all these states saying we're not going to have a primary in the Democratic Party. We're good. We're just going to put Biden. That's our candidate.
We'll be all right.
No primary elections are needed. We're just going to have him. And now, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And you have countries, you have states saying they're not going to allow Trump on the ballot, right? Like, what is going on here? Like, do you not see that Russia has elections every 4 years or whatever the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, they have elections, right? We have elections here too. Like, but how much of a democracy are we?
Step down from the soapbox.
We were getting into it, dude.
You got into it a little hard.
Do you follow me though?
I mean, we might check it out. You know,
you're too relaxed to have this conversation right now.
You know my philosophy on all of this. I'm not changing it, so I'm not worried about it.
You are such the dumbest piece of shit I've ever heard. This shit, like this argument that makes me angry at you about how you say that, RFK has no chance because he's an independent. Instead of you saying that to every person who brought up RFK,
I haven't said that to every person who brought up RFK.
You said it
you
to me.
asked me specifically, do you think he has a chance? And I said no. It's not like, we're just having a conversation about RFK's ideas, and I'm like, yep, fuck him. He's not gonna make it.
It just makes me angry because if you think he's the best candidate, right? Instead of saying, he has no chance, you should vote for someone else. You just say he's the best candidate. I think I'm going to vote for him.
Yeah, I'm
like that. And if every person who had that stupid argument just voted for the best candidate, there would be a different fucking outcome.
Potentially.
Yes, there would be. It's almost like a I don't know. You're like, I don't want people to lose their even, because if every person has that attitude of I'm not going to change it, that's how we get to where we're at now, man.
Right. But here's the thing. I'm not going to change it.
All it takes for evil to win is good men to do nothing about it.
I'm not saying I'm giving up.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll still go to work. I'll still eat. Like, what option do I even have to contribute to this situation?
We're talking about it like we do on the podcast.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
And voting. Paying attention to not just the presidential elections, but
we just got to agree to disagree on voting.
Your local elections matter so much.
I can agree with that.
They do. And you could focus hyper local. You know what I mean? The people around us in our community have such a better avenue to improve your community and what you have going than anybody else. Like, for instance...
Yeah, but that's obviously not what we're talking about.
I think it starts from there.
We're talking about
so if you pay
the BRICS organization devaluing the U.S. dollar. Come on now. Let's not talk about building a local park to improve your quality of life.
No. Let's
stay on track.
It is related, because if they slowly take, the manufacturing, because what have they done? They've taken all of our ability to produce our necessities overseas. Right, a lot of them.
Right.
South Carolina is an exception, but we only have a handful of industries here. We still have some manufacturing, textiles, cars, airplanes, nuclear plants. We build a lot. We build a lot of stuff here. And I think, but there are a lot of other states that don't. So when I talk about bettering your community and thinking hyper-local, think, what should we do hyper-locally to be able to sustain ourselves and what we have going on?
Yeah.
And that's how they can never shake that value of whatever the fuck we're using to trade for currency right here. But if they take the power away from you and you're like, I don't have any control of it, I'm just going to get an apartment. I'm not really going to think about, having my own business or doing any outreach or, you know what I mean? All that shit.
30 more seconds.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Maybe I'm thinking too hard about this, but I just think it's a real central issue to our identity as a generation. I really do. I really, really fucking do. I think it's critical. I think it's essentially critical that we do care about not just
I agree.
about our communities, but also who our politicians are, because they are a reflection of us, regardless of whether you voted or not, or whether you think you can change it, or what. But the real thing is, we can.
I agree
think.
with everything you just said.
They're trying to take away the power from us by doing all these weird things with elections and not knowing who wins and this and that and this like crazy shit. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The only point I'm making is that I'm not going to stop World War III.
No.
So I'm not going to sit here getting flustered about the potential starts of World War III. I'm going to sit and enjoy basking in the sun by this beautiful lake with a failing nuclear facility on it. And I don't care if it blows up right now. I'm going to go out with my last thoughts being, damn, this is a nice view.
This is a beautiful lake.
My last thoughts aren't going to be, fuck, Russia's, what are they doing? World War III, oh my God. That's not going to be my last thought.
Me either. But that's what you're knowing what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to focus hyper locally.
I know, I'm agreeing with that.
With elections.
We're making two separate points. I'm completely agreeing with what you're saying there.
I'm less concerned about, I'm more concerned about what's going on in the country as opposed to World War III starting, for sure.
You're right. But like we got to stick with the point that made this argument happen, which was talking about the BRICS organization and all of this and getting worked up about the potential overturning of the U.S. dollar and all that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I'm going to sit here. How did we even get there? You ranted. You took off. We were talking about nuclear, and then you were talking about, I was talking about if they bombed us, it'd be the West Coast. And then that just ramped up. So that's why I'm saying.
No, we were talking about if the power went out, what would happen to this plant? And that's something we need to look into and bring that up. We need to look into that because that's interesting.
That is interesting.
And
I completely agree that our local administration,
we need to be concerned about this place.
Yes, could have a huge potential to make good changes.
Yes.
But
yes,
at the end of the day, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to brew my coffee with a clear mind and none of that bullshit clouding my head. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is that I purposefully choose to not worry about shit that's way above my head and out of my control, because all it's going to do is add stress to my life and make me worry about things that I have no control over. And I would prefer to live my life enjoying as much as I can. I'm already such a fucking anxious person, dude. I don't need World War III looming in my head.
I totally agree. But would you say that this place would be something that you should be concerned about?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know enough to give an honest answer to that.
Given that it supplies over 50% of the state's power, and that you live within about how many miles of this place?
40?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it should be a non-concern.
Right.
But the way I look at it,
because it's essential to you. It's essential to you waking up and brewing your fucking coffee, buddy.
I can make a fire.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
Nothing's getting between me and my coffee.
Yeah, we can.
I don't care if I got to start growing coca plants.
We can get horses. Don't worry about it.
But no, like for that, I would say, and I know this goes against what you just said, but there's a lot of smarter and more capable people who might look into it. And
don't worry, guys.
All.
They may look into it.
What am I going to do? Go to what is this, Newberry County? Am I going to go to the Newberry courthouse with a picket sign that says, check on the nuclear pipes? No, I'm not going to do that.
We're in Fairfield County.
Either way, what I'm saying is like, what can I do to encourage them to put more thought into fixing the backup power generation at the whatever summer facility? Like, that's my point. Like,
we should.
I'm trying to find a job. I'm not trying to fix nuclear power. You know what I mean? Like, I need my bills paid. I can't worry about the nuclear facility not having backup power.
Damn, you're right.
That's what my point is like, dude, I have enough things to be stressed out and anxious about and paranoid about in my own life. I'm not going to worry about what the Russians are doing.
Dude, I'm
not going to worry about the Monticello power plant.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you thought that the adults had it pretty much all figured out?
We've touched on this, yeah.
Like, it's so hilarious, dude.
We've touched on this topic. You're like, growing up, you're like, oh, the whole world has been explored.
Yeah, we're good.
We know everything there is to know.
We got it.
No, we're not even close.
Not even fucking, yeah. Man, but yeah, I mean, I hope we keep this motherfucker on the tracks in 2024.
I want to keep on that topic of we got it all figured out.
Okay.
Is that a destination?
What do you mean?
Will there ever be a time where we got it all figured out?
I mean,
or
you mean like after death as well? Or do you just mean like humanity, in terms of like
or any intelligent living species in the universe, period?
I think,
is there a end of the road? Is there, yes, we know all there is to know?
I don't know.
Or do they figure out string theory and then they're like, oh shit, well the string's made of little tiny fucking smaller than atoms, like quarks, you know, like what if there's little, what if there is no end, like there is no all knowledge? What if there's like, all right, well we figured out, we got a damn good grasp of physics, we got a damn good, like we say we have the grand unification theory that brings together
right. Gravity and
quantum. It's the micro and the macro is what we don't have a theory to unify. Like, let's say we have that theory, and then we're still like, well, fuck, what is dark energy?
Right.
Is there an end of the road?
I don't know that there is, dude.
Is there ever a time where an intelligent species living in this universe can be like, yes, we know all the ins and outs of how this universe works. We know how it was created. We know what happened before the Big Bang. We know it's in the middle of a black hole. Is there ever an end of the road? Or will a living creature in this universe always have questions?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah. Dude, that puts a whole new kind of definition to it's about the journey, not the destination.
To be honest, I think that the humans in any form, if you're a human, you will always. Because I think that the intelligence that's really going to get to that place that you're talking about is going to be not a biological not a biological life form. It's going to be a different sort of life form. So you know how Quinn was saying that biological life is not that efficient?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't come at that argument really, but I mean,
all right, well, let me ask you.
If you can build an intelligence that's far superior to our meat computer.
But if you take out biology and it's strictly a technological intelligence,
you're going to lose.
Is there still consciousness? Because
if you build sensors into the machine to sense the universe, because right now
senses is not consciousness.
Right now we are obtaining sensory information and feeding it to the consciousness.
We have to specify what we mean when we say consciousness. I don't mean I know that I'm on Lake Monticello. I mean I think.
Right.
I mean I have abstract thoughts.
So right now, as we speak, and we build this huge digital library of video, images, voices, all sorts of information. We are compiling and gathering sensory input for the computer's utilization.
Right.
And I don't know where exactly I was going with that, but I just wanted to,
All right, so with that, we're compiling sensory information.
So we're gathering the sensory information for the intelligence right now.
So right now, ChatGPT uses all of the text on the internet to give you answers. It doesn't think for itself. So when we've compiled all this
supposedly
sensory,
Sam Altman got fired and all that crazy shit for a reason. I don't know if it was because it made a big leap or what. I personally
do not believe ChatGPT thinks for itself. I don't think it's sentient.
Well, it wouldn't be something that they have available to the public.
Either way, so right now, our latest understanding of ChatGPT is that it looks through all of the information available on the internet and provides you with a response that it thinks a person would say in response to whatever you ask it. When we've compiled all of this sensory information, is it going to work the same way? Where it isn't truly feeling anything around it, but it's just gathering from the compilation of other things people have felt and then giving you a response of feeling that it thinks a human. That's not consciousness. That's not sentience. That's just a fucking system that's meant to give you an output based on historical texts and historical information. That's not thinking for itself.
What if you gave it senses in that you sent out these satellites into the universe that had all these different receptors on them, like say for instance radio, infrared. You could see in all the various wavelengths of electromagnetic radiation. It could perceive sound waves, and you put the sensor on the satellite and send it out in the universe, and you did that 100 times. And because of our ability to transfer information over an infinite space, right? Assuming we get that ability via quantum entanglement or whatever. Like, well, let's say we have that ability to send information like that. That AI had access to those feelers per se.
Right.
It could technically be aware of the inputs that it was getting.
All right, so I have another.
Is that conscious? Because it is aware.
I'm going to say no, and I think I have a good explanation. Our eyeballs sense light, but our eyeballs don't make a picture. Our eyeballs don't tell us what we're looking at. Our eyeballs can't tell us what the color wavelength of that light is.
Did you know our eyeballs are part of our brain?
Yes.
That's fucking wild.
Either way, so my hand can feel temperature and it can feel pressure when applied, right? But it takes my brain to say, oh, that pressure is coming from this, and therefore this should be my response. It takes my brain to take the wavelengths of light that hit my cones and the wavelengths that hit my rods. It takes my brain comparing those two wavelengths for me to figure out what color I'm looking at. So just because you have the physical sensory things out in the world doesn't necessarily you'll have the neural network to then turn that into conscious thought. An original thought. Original thought's the main thing I'm focusing on. Because that, to me, the ability to think freely and have original thought is, to me, sentience consciousness.
Okay, so if original thought is looking at something, looking at some input, and creating a perspective on it, right? I think that they can do that. I think that a lot of AI models can do that.
I don't know though.
If you show it a picture of something, it'll look at it and be like, I can tell you what this picture is. Like, I can tell you exactly what's happening in this image.
That's just giving you a data feedback.
I'm not so sure that that's any different than what our brain does.
But what I'm saying is it can tell you what that picture is. But it doesn't like or dislike that picture. It doesn't think that picture is beautiful or ugly. It just can tell you what the contents of that picture is. It can tell you the color. It can tell you what the subject matter is. It can even articulate.
I don't think like or dislike is essential to awareness or consciousness.
I do. Because that is one of the things that makes us human, is the ability to perceive things that are beyond just data and beyond just physical things. I can see this tree and be like, that's fucking beautiful. I can see a puppy and be like, that's cute. ChatGPT is just going to see a puppy and be like, that's a puppy. There's no original thought. It's just relaying the data that's being inputted to it. There's no original thought there. Just because it can take data in and feed you information based on that data, that's not what I'm talking about.
Man, I don't know. I really don't know.
But hold on. What I was getting at with the whole artificial technological intelligence is like, I was saying, is there ever an end of the road to discovery in the universe? Yeah. So let's say I
don't think it'll be a biological life that
But what I was going to say
has that capability
is, what if
maybe it will be a biological life? But
my point was, what if without the biological life there is no consciousness?
Right,
and then therefore there's another mystery to the universe that the technological entities can't figure out because they don't perceive consciousness.
Yeah,
the way
they lose all the knowledge about horses and fire and all this essential knowledge.
Well, they'll have the knowledge, but they can't form opinions on it.
That's so weird. I don't know.
But anyway, my point is, even say even humans get to the point where we understand all of physics, we have no more questions left. We're still going to be like, well, fuck, what is consciousness? How come I'm able to have original thoughts? How come I'm able to look at how come artists can think things that people have never been able to formulate.
So you're making
before.
the argument that the human is an irreplaceable aspect of this intelligence moving forward. That's the argument you're trying to make.
No. I'm not saying we're an irreplaceable asset to the intelligence. I'm saying there's something special about us that I don't think anything will replace. I think the technology and humans can have completely separate lives. We don't necessarily have to be an asset to it. But I don't think there's ever going to be a true, sentient, original, free-thinking intelligence that is non-biological.
Okay, another question. If we employed this as some sort of leader, wouldn't you prefer your leader make decisions not out of how he feels about things, but about what is objectively the right thing to do?
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because
I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm just not sure. Because sometimes I think a little humility in a leader is a good thing. Sometimes I think a little. I believe in a gut feeling.
Sure.
Technological intelligence might not have a gut feeling.
Huh. Yeah.
I believe in that, man. I believe it'd
have a deep core processor feeling.
But like I think there's some truth to like when you have like a gut feeling about something, like and sometimes it sways you right. Sometimes you have a gut feeling and then you ignore it and you fuck up. Like I don't know, and I don't know to what extent I do believe in it, but I think I believe there's something there. I don't know if we can put it to words, but I think maybe there's a way our consciousness taps into something that alerts us without us really understanding where that alert might come from. But I believe in a gut feeling.
Yeah, when something's bad.
Yeah. Like, sometimes you just have a feeling about something. You can sense something bad's on the horizon. Something's coming. And sometimes it's not even always bad, but I don't know. Maybe that's just we have certain environmental factors that are kind of subconscious that we tap into that then gives us certain inclinations to something about to happen, and that's what the gut feeling is. It's just subliminal.
Let me ask you this about the gut feeling thing. I mean, like, have you ever had a feeling about something and then you tried to explain it but you couldn't?
Yes.
So is it just that gut feeling something that we feel but we don't have the ability to articulate?
Perhaps.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
there's plenty of feelings we have that
something.
Words can't describe.
Right, and that could be one of those. That's definitely one of those things.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Like right now, the feeling of this sunshine while looking over this clear, calm lake on a beautiful day. No words can describe how I feel right now. No words that would hit you with the true emotion of how it feels to just bask in the sun by a beautiful lake.
A little bit hungry. Just a little bit hungry. Nah, dude, I like human problems. I don't know. I
highly doubt this is something we're going to deal with in our lives.
A part of me doubts it too.
But yeah, man,
it's hard to know.
I mean, we can move on. That we got a little deep for a second. I choose to not overstress about. Like I have enough things that stress me out.
90% of the time, I'm not.
Oh, I know. It's also like we happen to be talking and having a conversation where we're allowed to think about these things freely and openly. But I just, and it's fun. Like you definitely, like without you going on that rant, we wouldn't have had the past 20 minutes of conversation. But it's just in my personal life, I worry about the things I can control.
For sure.
Outside of that, dude, I don't. I'm just going to try and maintain my happiness.
There's a certain hierarchy there, right? Because, a lot of our basic needs are met. You know what I mean? So it allows you to worry about all these more worldly things. And that's a good point. Like, the more essential your needs are, the less and less you give a fuck about what's going on in Pakistan or Afghanistan or fucking Ukraine or Venezuela. You got shit.
If you can't afford dinner,
right,
you're not thinking about any of that shit.
Right.
Like,
you ain't worried about no fucking nuclear power plant.
Man, I would almost argue that you shouldn't.
So is the way to better the world just make everybody as well off as possible so that we can worry about all these things?
No, because easy times make weak men.
So we need this constant balance, like our power supply of,
Weak men make hard times. Hard times make strong men. Strong men make easy times, and easy times make weak men.
Okay, but you say that, but that's such a simplistic view that it's hard to even place where we're at in that cycle.
It is very difficult to
where
place
are we
where
at?
we're
If you, because I'm curious about. I've tried to place us in this cycle. Where do you think we're at?
It depends on what lens you're looking at it through.
Right.
Because on a global scale, I've got a roof over my head. I've got clean drinking water. I got food on the table.
We're in easy times.
We're at easy times.
Me and you.
But for a more local perspective, I've been looking for a job.
Right.
Struggling to get my bills paid. I got shit going on that I got to deal with.
Right.
You know, it's all about the lens. And that's kind of also what I'm saying is at the end of the day, there's so much good to focus on. I want to try, I already struggle being happy. I'm not going to be worried about China.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try to be happy.
Yeah.
Play a little piano. Play a little video games. Watch some TV. Brew a nice cup of coffee.
Don't get me wrong. I fucking love all that shit.
You know? And then, you know, the people who are smarter and more capable than us, they might take a look at it. And that's all we can bank on.
That's definitely the name of
That's
the podcast.
such a
they
funny.
Might take a look at it.
Well, you can apply that to everything, though.
We might. The name should be we might take a look at it.
Like Congress and World War III. We might take a look at it. We'll check it out. It's like, how much other shit is everybody worried about constantly?
Yeah.
Like, again, all right, so the fucking pipes are overpressured at the plant and there's cracks. But Russia's doing some wild shit.
Oh, Russia's got some probably sketchy plants.
No, but my point is, how many people can take a look at this plant when there's all these other things going on in the world?
Not many.
You know?
Right. There's a lot of
those
things.
buildings of people trying to figure out how to shut down and overturn the U.S. dollar. They're not worried about this nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
No, but you're right. What you're getting at is we haven't effectively really focused manpower. We're not good at effectively focusing
There's
manpower
so many things to
nowadays.
focus on.
But we could do a better job of it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like,
yeah, there's so many things to focus on.
which is you're right.
And also bring back Bob the Builder. We need trades in our children's TV shows.
Oh, right.
Dude, I was watching, I think I told you, I might have said this last week. I was watching TV that the 10-year-old nieces and nephews watching about a TV show where the main characters, their whole goal of the episode was to help a YouTube creator make a good video. What do you think we're doing to our next generations? Bring back Bob the Builder. Bring back fucking, Blue's Clues. Like, at least Blue's Clues taught you about, like, food. You know, mealtime.
The state takes care of all that for you.
It's just like, maybe we wouldn't have all of Gen Z trying to grow up and be YouTube famous if their TV shows didn't try to tell them that it's cool to be YouTube famous. Like, obviously, we're not going to avoid it altogether. But, like, let's make a kid show about an electrician and turn that into something kids can look forward to doing. Let's not make children's shows about making YouTube content. What the fuck are we doing? We grew up on Bob the Builder. Dora taught you Spanish, you know? I know I've heard Bluey's good. I don't know if you show Jackson Bluey at all.
I don't watch any of that shit.
I've heard Bluey's pretty
Jackson
good.
does. Jackson loves this is what's really, really interesting. TV shows and movies, more specifically, are more slow paced. Okay?
Right.
Like, don't seem to grab his attention as much as the YouTube videos.
Right.
Like the Wiggles, like the songs, Miss Rachel, He Loves Blippi. They're super, like, hyper engaging. And
Well, you know why?
Of course.
You don't have to fill a traditional TV slot.
A lot of it is music. But
a TV show has to be 30 minutes.
Right.
With 7 minutes of ads. Because that's just the system we've set up. So you have to stretch out an episode to have lulls and highs.
Right.
To reach that 30 minutes and have a one concise story. Whereas a YouTube video can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, 3 hours. and you can fill it as jam-packed with as much
It's wild.
content, attention-grabbing content as possible.
If he's watching YouTube, he gets locked. But if we put on a movie or a TV show, Curious George, Car, he's going to get up and go play. Like,
Yeah.
he's not going to sit and watch
Yeah.
it. It's weird. But he'll sit and watch the YouTube videos where they're
Sounds like
singing.
me.
It's wild, homie. It's wild.
I wonder how much the music adds to it.
I'm sure it adds a lot to it.
Kind of wraps you in a little more.
For sure.
For a kid, especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to encourage the next generation to actually want to get back into, trades jobs. Like what are we doing?
Well, we have to, for us to have trades, I think
Everybody's
I don't
still
know.
got electricity. Everybody's still got a breaker box. Everybody's still got indoor plumbing. The needs are still there.
for sure.
And they will be for the foreseeable future.
Oh, yeah.
We're not all going to have AI houses in the next 40 years.
Oh, God, no.
Electricians are going to be just as needed, if not more needed,
Oh, yeah.
because everything's becoming more and more electrical, and you can't work on your own.
Yeah, if Jackson has to take $60,000 out over 4 years to go to school, I'm going to tell him not to do it.
No.
We'll
Dude, don't
tell
go
him,
to college. Do not
learn
go to
something
college.
else, man. You can make money. Because, like, how many college degrees, you get out of school making $50,000? You might make it up to 70,
Yeah.
but it costs you 50 to 100 to go to school, right? And it's like the person who's the electrician or the welder or the plumber or, whatever, like, they make about the same amount of money.
Yeah, and they probably got a free degree from a community college.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
them making more money.
Yeah.
Bro, you can make 6 figures as an electrician.
No, but it's-
Easy.
A lot of people want pluff
Easy.
jobs, though, dude.
Easy.
A lot of people want pluff jobs, and that's another issue.
I think there's
college
still...
sets you up for like a pluff job
I
that you don't have to do harder work in.
I think there's still a huge group of even the youngest of people who really enjoy working hands-on. Like plumber might be a little bit harder to encourage than electrician
For sure.
because you really are shoveling shit, quite literally. But if you're into electricity and robotics and you have an engineering mindset, you might be enamored by electrical work, and you don't mind the little bit of hard labor and the maybe 60 hours a week, but you're doing what's really, really interesting to you.
Or just a
There's a
concept,
lot of
like
kids who are still extremely interested. You grow up interested in physical mechanics, and you like,
right. You're the smartest person working on the thing, but you're only 25, and then you become the foreman.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what it takes to build a fucking house, or you know what it takes to build a fucking office building, or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally. I'm gonna highly encourage Jackson to go into building things, like really building, like building.
Just learn skills for life.
Yeah.
And if you're aspiring to have a career that needs college, then you need college. If you don't know you need college, don't go to college. Don't go to college.
Like a lawyer.
Doctor, lawyer, like any type of physician. Like if you need a systematic amount of information in order to do your job, and you need training on that information to do it correctly and not put other people in harm, go to college.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't go to fucking college. Don't go to college. Go to community college, learn to be an electrician, and then you're gonna have so much work because nobody in your generation is gonna want to be an electrician. So you're gonna be making $200,000 a year just because of the demand for your job.
Maybe in South Carolina, I think it's a little bit different.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Can be different depending on where you're at.
But you also have to get that experience. The important thing is to actually get the experience.
Like an apprenticeship, college should be a last ditch effort, unless you really, really know you need it,
But
and you
think
know you
about
can
this.
afford
like
it.
how if you work as an electrician, you don't have to commit to things for life. But like if you work under a good electrician for 2 years, how much information are you going to take in that you'll pretty much have your entire working life?
First of all, you'll never have to call an electrician.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. That's a great point. Yeah.
You'll never have to call an electrician.
So how you feeling about this cold plunge, homie?
Oh my God, dude. I'm not going to lie. I've gotten a little chilly.
You're skipping.
I want to do it. I want to do it really bad. Let me turn the camera back on.
Oh yeah, we're probably at 2 hours, aren't we? Or an hour. Yeah.
An hour.
Should we throw another log on the fire?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, I want to do it. I don't want to bitch out, but the closer we get, the more I'm not okay.
Dude, I think we can do it, man.
I know we can.
Like,
Can is not the question.
I think we should do it.
Yes. I mean, our ability to dip in that water is not a concern.
Should we do it?
That is the question. Should we do it?
Oh my God, dude.
Yes. We, without a doubt, have the ability to do a cold plunge.
We got a fire going, dude. Like,
We might just stoke it up a little bit more before we
we might
jump
should
in,
get it. We
dude.
might should put all the fire, all the wood on it. But yeah, dude.
I'm thinking I might use my flannel as a towel.
I'm just gonna run up to that fucking cape and let the wind blow me off.
Dude, you're gonna freeze your ass off. I'm
So
gonna
do
use.
you think that cold weather gives you a cold?
No, not at all.
So this is the
I
best.
think-
this is the best way that I've heard.
I
it
think
explained.
weak people in cold weather might get colds.
I've heard this is really interesting.
Yeah.
So vitamin D is one of the hardest vitamins to get in a nutritional form.
Yeah.
We get it best through the sun, and it's one of the most important vitamins for your immunofunction. So if you bundle up in the winter because it's cold, way less of your skin is going to get
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
So people start to get sick
Right.
when their vitamin C levels go down.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
vitamin D levels go
Yeah.
down.
I think that's a great correlation.
Or no, vitamin C.
I think
C.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Is that maybe we tend to get more sick in the winter because we're more bundled up and we get less vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
I think that makes plenty of
I
sense.
always mix up C and D.
I think that makes plenty of sense. I would totally buy that.
Yeah.
If a doctor told me that, I'd be like, yeah,
A doctor did say that. I heard a doctor say, yeah.
yeah. I've heard doctors say a lot of things.
Yeah, me too. A lot of
I went on a
stupid
rant
shit.
telling my mom how you shouldn't trust doctors.
I've seen a lot of nice fat doctors giving medical advice.
Because me and my mom were shopping for Christmas, and I forget what I asked, but she was asking something about diet or something. I said, just ask your doctor. Or it just came up where it was something regarding diet, and I asked if her doctor knew about it. And she was like, why would I tell my doctor that? But that's what a doctor's for.
Is you talking about diet and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, how do you expect your doctor to give you the best treatment if he doesn't know what you're putting into your body?
I think
And I was like, that mindset of my doctor doesn't need to know what I eat on a regular basis. That mindset is what has fucked the older generation.
Sure.
And it's what's fucked doctors. They don't tell you go exercise. They don't say go eat. My mom's been on pain medication for aching bones or whatever the fuck her ailments are.
the problem is
For so long, decades she's been on medication for things that could be solved with diet and exercise. Never once, never one time has a doctor said, maybe you should eat better and go for a walk every day. Never.
Don't get me on this soapbox.
20 years. This is a soapbox I'm willing to step on because we can change. I can make a difference here. I can tell my mom what she needs to eat and that she needs to go for a walk and get some more daylight. But
Sunlight is so important.
so I'm down to rant on this. Dude, doctors, all they care about is, all right, I got this prescription. Just sign here. This will take your problems away. That's all they care about.
Well, one of the issues is that you
Oh,
go to
also-
the doctor when you're feeling an ailment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and at that point they're
Yeah.
already in trying to fix it mode as opposed to like what happened.
Yeah, you need
here
like
mode.
6 months checkups where you're just honest with your doctor about what's going on. Just like a dentist. Like just, you go to your dentist, ideally you go to your dentist twice a year to get your teeth cleaned. Go to your doctor twice a year to get a checkup. I don't do that. I don't have insurance. But that's what I'd like to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man.
Also, I realized why we will never have universal health care in the U.S.
Why?
Because pharmaceutical companies. I know it sounds simple, but I had this thought like bothering me the other day because I was playing video games with some guys from the UK, and we were just talking about healthcare. And I realized that 95% of the problems in the U.S. is the pharmaceutical companies. Nobody can get good health care because the pharmaceutical companies want to make their money. You know, if you go to the doctor...
Don't forget insurance.
Like, all right, so for instance, when you had Jackson...
It's all tied up in insurance.
When you had Jackson...
That's what pays for everything.
How much did you have to pay out of the pocket of the hospital?
Well, Jackson had two...
Just regardless. It doesn't matter what the complications or anything like that were. I'm just talking money.
I don't think very much at all.
And then did you get the bill? Were you able to see what the medical companies charged the hospital?
To be honest, because me and Hannah aren't married, that was her.
Anyway,
so
typically,
no, I didn't see the bill.
Typically, when you go to the hospital, say you needed like an X-ray and an IV, the companies who provide that IV bag and the shit for that, whatever, the companies who provide the technology and the medicine to the hospitals are going to charge them like $100,000 for an X-ray and an IV bag.
Right.
Then insurance steps in and says, no, we know it didn't cost $100,000, charge less. So then, all right, now they charge $70,000. And then the insurance company's like, okay, we can work with that. And then the insurance company comes to you and says, all right, they're charging us $70,000, but because you've paid us every month for the past 5 years, we're only going to charge you $5,000. So $5,000 your deductible or whatever, and now the insurance is covering that $65,000 left over, right?
Something like that.
That's why we're never going to have universal health care. Is because it doesn't cost $65,000 for an IV bag and an X-ray.
Right.
Right? It just doesn't.
No.
Canada provides them for free. You can't tell me it costs $65,000 per X-ray.
Is that how much they are?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You go get an MRI and check the bill and check what the hospital charges the insurance versus what you pay out of pocket.
Right.
If you go get an MRI, it's like $120,000. But you only pay a few grand out of pocket. The insurance company haggles with the hospital to bring down the price. This is why if you go to a hospital without insurance, they'll charge you like $12,000 for what they charge the insurance, $120,000.
Right.
So we're never, unless that system is fully overturned, they're never going to provide healthcare for free. Are you insane? We're making $100,000 per hospital visit per patient. We're not going to start giving that shit out for free. What's wrong with you? Are you stupid?
Oh my God.
How do you want our roads to get paved?
Same tax money. That's the problem, isn't it?
It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of stewing in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, our entire system. And then the fact that we have to pay so much out of pocket to raise kids, get doctor checkups, that makes our population less healthy because nobody's going to the doctor like they need to. Our population is less healthy, which means our working demographic is less healthy, which means we're being less productive, which means our GDP goes down. All going back to the greediness of pharmaceutical companies. I mean, am I crazy? Or is that logical?
No, I mean, it's there. The argument's for sure there.
So, if we went to universal health care, and I'm not even talking universal base income right now, I'm just talking free health care. If we went free health care, that would solve so many problems in this country.
But here's the problem.
It would very likely help the opioid epidemic. It would help our populace be healthy and trust doctors a little bit more. More people would raise bigger families because it costs less. Yes. Therefore, there's more people to work.
But you still have to allow someone the freedom to go to a private institution to receive expert care.
Yeah, we can
for
do
whatever
that.
price.
That's easy.
Yeah, we need both. You can't have it all one organization. Because
you can go get.
here's the reason: there are different degrees of doctors. Like some doctors are better than
I completely
others.
agree with what you're saying.
And they don't all. Need
And if
to
you
get
have
paid.
the financial means to go
Right.
to a specialist, so be it.
Exactly, and they don't need
More power
all
to
need
you.
to get paid the same amount.
Listen,
Like
you
some
can-
doctors are better, and they need to be able to charge more.
You can go get your government cheese and eat that, or you can go to the finest cheese shop in town and buy some fucking nice Parmigiano Reggiano.
You need both.
You need both.
You need to have both.
But if my finger gets infected and I get sepsis, I don't want to be paying $200,000 just because I was building a fire out here on the lake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people would be like, "You need stitches." I'm not going to pay $40,000.
You don't need stitches.
I know I don't. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, you need stitches." A lot of people would be pussies.
Yeah, that's stupid. I'm getting a little cool too.
I know, dude. The sun's dropping.
the
I'm
sun's
getting
gone.
cold. We should have plunged beforehand.
Yeah, we're fucked now.
Oh shit.
We're looking for any reason not to do it.
If I had a towel, it'd be a different story.
I have to urinate.
What better place than during the cold plunge? You think you could relax your body enough to pee during a
Oh
cold
my
plunge?
god, dude! I don't know. Yeah, that would be something.
That might be the ultimate form of relaxation. That might put you on a new level of relax.
You're about to relax me into pissing my pants right now.
Yeah, that sun dipping down behind those trees is making me chilly.
That's for sure.
I mean, we're over an hour if we want to wrap it up. We hit some heavy hitting topics
But we were
today.
moving today. We were moving that ball today, boy.
I mean, good discussions. Good little philosophical adventures.
Yeah.
Fun.
That was I think we accomplished some good avenues of thought.
I mean, we just rehashed everything we talk about every week.
Nuh-uh.
But hey, I mean,
We don't always get into like such a heavy topic. You
but
know,
hey, the
sometimes
most popular podcaster on the planet says the exact same talking points every fucking episode.
every week, every single.
That's most people's biggest complaint about Joe Rogan. It's like, dude, he says the same fucking thing to every fucking guest.
Yeah, over and over again. Yeah.
And none of it's fact checked. Let's be honest. Like maybe 50% of what he said has been fact checked.
I thought Jamie fact checked everything, dog.
Oh, no.
That's funny, dude.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Another week in the books.
We may dip in the water. We might take a look at it.
We might take a look at it. We'll take a look. We may take a look at it.
Oh, I'm taking a look at it right now, and it looks cold.
Go put your fingers in.
Oh, I'm sure it's not as bad as it seems.
We'll test it out. You guys will know.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys checking in to another episode.
Another week.
This is a good spot.
It's a very good spot.
Right between both of us, out in the middle of nowhere. We've
This is
seen
gonna
one
be
dude.
nice in the summertime.
Yeah, we should
It'd be perfect for a swim.
if we ever have time to meet like this again, we should keep this spot in mind. I really like this.
For sure. All right, man. I had fun.
Just stalling more from how the cold plunge. All right, thank you for listening.
All right, we're out.
All right, we're recording.
Are we doing this? All right.
I don't know how far I'm going, dude. I'm scared. I'm bitching
Let's
out.
try to get to neck level.
I'm bitching out already.
Let's just try to get to neck level. So what are we doing with this? Like,
He's trying to go. I'm gonna turn around and look at the camera and tell him to check out Upper Creek with 2 paddles.
all right. 1, 2, you got 3, 2, 1.
Dude, I don't know about knee deep. You want to drop here?
1, 2, 3. Ah!
Right. All right. Oh, I'm good. No shot. Chilling.
We're already 30 seconds in.
Check out Upper Creek with 2 paddles. Everywhere you get podcasts.
Up a creek with 2 paddles, bitches. Woo!
I'm not going all the way under because my hair will cause me to cold plunge for the next 45 straight minutes. I'm chilling. I mean, you definitely got the worst by hitting the water like that.
We're at 55 seconds.
I know I should dunk my shoulders. I'm fully relaxed. Look at the view. Take in the view, man. Yeah, I'm straight.
We got 2 minutes.
Yeah. Sounds like you're having a harder time than I am.
I'm definitely cold, bro.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not cold. I'm freezing my ass off.
I'm tingling, baby. We got 15 seconds.
I'm just feeling the way. It's the warm ocean. We're in Myrtle Beach, right? It's the warm ocean.
There's sediment all over me.
We're in Myrtle Beach. It's the ocean.
All right, I'm out.
Really?
I'm out.
Is that 2 minutes?
Yeah.
That was a fast 2 minutes. I'll do 3.
Nah.
Let me know when another minute passes. Oh, dude.
Holy shit.
I've got a thermal layer. I'm good. Like, I feel the warm layer around my legs right now.
You got 30 seconds.
Dude, I'm not even, I could do 5. My arms are starting to ache a little bit, but that's it.
You can't lie. You got 20 seconds.
All right, I just dunked the hand.
Did you?
Not this one, not this one, not this one. Yeah, my arm feels like it's about to go numb, but other than that, I'm straight. My core and my legs are fine, dude. Has that been 20 seconds? There's no way that's 3 minutes.
You're done. Yeah, no, that's 3 minutes.
Really?
That was 3 minutes, 5 seconds.
That was fine,
That was
dude.
3 minutes before you asked.
That was fine. That didn't bother me at all.